you stare at this you stare at this big black chalkboard, like the real old-fashioned style black chalkboard. And it's filled up with gobbledygook. There's drawings and, just numbers and letters and everything all modeled together, and you can't tell what's what. And you're looking at it, and you go up to the front, and you take a eraser, and you erase it. You remember when the teacher used to choose one student? The best student got to go be the one that had to do the work. I never got that. I was like,
I had to clean the erasers.
I want to be the one that tells the other kids to do it. That's a terrible thing. But anyways, so you erase the whole board.
I like that too.
And then you go up and you wash it. Because once a week you had to wash it.
That's
so
right.
whoever got chosen on Fridays had to wash it too. So you wash the chalkboard end to end very slowly.
Wow, I haven't thought of that for a really long time. That's funny.
Yes. And then you go and you sit down. You sit back down in the front row and you stare at that black chalkboard. And you stare at it and you stare at it. And when your mind tries to wander to a different thought, you go right back to that chalkboard. And when your mind tries to wander, you go right back to that chalkboard. And I'm telling you, by the third or fourth wander, you're out.
I'm going to try that.
It just really focuses you and gets you out of that, out of your head kind of thing.
Right.
Because that's what it is. You're just
So usually I have a ritual rituals are very good for me.
Yes.
Because my mind is always going. What do I have to like? I have to write articles today. I have so much stuff to do. And so I am kind of formulating all that stuff in my head. If I have to give a speech, I'm formulating the speech. If I have to write an article, I'm outlining the article.
You're always working.
Yes. Mm-hmm. But most of the time I can tune it off, but sometimes I can't. So if I do my ritual is I have a shower. Sometimes I have a cup of tea. If not, I just drink warm water with lemon. And when I get in bed, I always say my prayers. Mm-hmm. And I do my selenite.
Mm-hmm. Talk about that for a minute.
So I'm not really an empath, but I pick up on people's energy, but not that's all though, just their energy. And so I cleanse myself. Because
it can stick to you.
Right. And my aura and everything. Somebody told me the other day that my aura had gray spots in it, and it was like I was torn between some stuff.
Oh.
And
like between dimensions.
Yeah.
Oh.
That's kind of cool, though,
okay.
If it's between, but it wasn't. I knew exactly what she meant.
Okay.
And if I don't, and I hadn't done that for a while. I hadn't done my ritual for a while. So I do that, and then I do some deep breaths, and if I think I'm going to have trouble sleeping or I just feel that my brain is going, I'll do some lavender or I'll put on some meditation music or something to relax me.
Do you do special tea, like sleepy time tea, chamomile tea?
I don't like flavor. I don't like a lot of flavor. I do a decaffeinated green.
Okay, because I was going to say caffeinated teas are probably not the best bet at night.
Right.
Okay.
Oh, and if I drink too much coffee during the day, I can tell too. I'm very susceptible to that kind of stuff. Yeah. And some people can drink coffee right before they go to bed and sleep. I cannot.
So what do you use? You use lavender. I've used hops. I've used not beer, but hops as
although
a
beer
supplement.
would probably do the trick as well.
It might. I've used wine. No, I'm just kidding.
Wine works very well.
Gosh,
I don't like to drink alone
though. Skullflower.
I don't know about skullflower.
Valerian root is one.
Right.
There's a couple. Melatonin.
Yes, melatonin. I don't take anything.
Yeah, I got a combination one time, and the boys used it, and it was helpful for them. My kids are like you. Their minds are constantly going.
And boy, if there's a light on outside, my room has to be dark.
Yes.
And right now,
that might be the rubbing the.
That I'm gonna try those things tonight. Yeah. Well, hopefully tonight. And it doesn't happen. It used to happen a lot more often until I developed that ritual.
Sometimes
now it doesn't happen that
much.
And
ritual,
I stretch.
That makes you feel safe and secure. That's what rituals are. It makes you feel safe and secure. And some people, have fears of going to sleep at night. Like, they literally are fearful of going to sleep at night. Will something happen and I won't know it?
Mine is more like I have to, like one thing unwinds me a little bit, brushing my teeth. Mm-hmm. For some reason, I find that very meditative. If I don't brush my teeth, like if I happen to fall asleep or something, I have to get up and brush them.
Right.
But all those steps kind of unwind me one at a time, unwind me a little bit more, a little bit more, a little bit more.
Yeah, that might be a little more Pavlov-y.
Yeah. I'm sure it is. Yeah.
But that's good. That's good to have those things that are safe and secure, and they're good for you. They're healthy habits, and that's what winds you down at night, because you're supposed to make the serotonin. The serotonin... Dark stimulates serotonin. That's why people who are on swing shifts and things, they're always out of kilter. I don't know if you've ever noticed. Anybody who works in those industries that are, and they don't know when they're going to work, and they're working 72 hours straight, and then they're off for 3 days.
Oh, I could never do that. I'd be a mess.
The worst.
Yeah,
I don't know why companies do that.
No,
that makes
that's
no
not
sense
the best
to
way
me.
to get the most production out of your employees. No,
I don't get that. Like, if I ever have to have surgery, God forbid, but if I ever have to have surgery, I hope he's not on his 72nd hour.
Right.
I mean,
first thing in the morning, schedule it.
Yeah, I don't know. I get nervous about that. I don't understand that. I don't understand where the concept comes from at all.
For poor doctors, right.
For anybody who has to do that. Or, like, I have a few patients who work for a large company. I won't say the name of it. But they... Some weeks they're on second, some weeks they're on third, some weeks they're on first. I'm like, what the heck is up with that? Like, that just is disturbing.
See,
to
I
a body.
would have such a hard time with that.
I couldn't do it.
I think some people have no trouble sleeping ever. And those kind of people might do okay, but room darkening shades would help.
But yeah, room darkening shades help me. But if it's dark, boom, I hit the pillow and I'm out. Literally, I try to stay up and watch TV, and Patrick laughs at me. He usually has to take my glasses off every night because I fall asleep, and then he's like pulling my glasses off.
Yeah, my husband will say, "Hey, watch this with me. It's a movie." And 2 minutes into it, he's snoring.
Yeah. You're like, "Thanks, babe." I know.
And then I'll try to wake him up because I can't hear the TV.
See, that's why you and Patrick get along.
Right.
You guys suffer together.
Yes. Yes.
Oh my gosh.
We can relate.
Yes.
So those are good. Those are very, very good hints. And now I love it because I can pick music to help me relax, and that usually helps, like a little meditation or something. But even that didn't work last night. And I should have, in hindsight, gotten up and done something. Or read or something, but I didn't want to turn the light on.
Honestly, when I do that, I end up being up for hours.
I was up for hours though, and I feel like I watched my my iPad. I watched Amazon.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you caught up on binge watching.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, that's
and it was kind of fun. Yeah, it was kind of fun. But then I kept saying, all right, I got to go to sleep. Yeah. If I go to sleep right now, I'll still get 6 hours. If I go to sleep right now, I'll still get 3 hours.
That's awful.
It is.
That's torturous.
It is. Yes, they do.
Yeah.
It was my last resort, though.
Yeah, Marilyn just brought up that
That's right.
They say we shouldn't have anything to do with electronics like the 2 hours before you go to sleep, and I believe that.
Yeah, that screen.
We used to have to limit our kids, They'd want to play video games right up until bedtime, and we'd be like, no.
Then they're all...
They don't ever go to bed. They don't ever go to bed. They're constantly stimulated. They can't slow down enough to quieten their mind.
Right.
So, yeah, that's definitely important. And then I just posted something on the group page, Bay City Alternative and Holistic Health Community. I just posted something about having your phone next to you, that the Wi-Fi and the Wi-Fi routers and all of that really disturbs things. And what was it? It was an experiment that some middle school
girls
did. I think they were middle school. And they did an experiment where they exposed some kind of seeds to Wi-Fi. One set was exposed to Wi-Fi, one set wasn't, and there was a dramatic difference.
Really?
One of them was completely shriveled up and dead. They barely sprouted, and then they died. The other one was nice and green and
thick
lush.
And right.
It was crazy. I was like, wow, that's just,
that's kind of scary, isn't it?
Well, and it proves to you that those vibrations in the air do affect things in nature. And that's what we're made out of. I mean, people think we're that much different from plants, but we're all carbon-based creatures, and we're made from that stuff, too. It's going to affect us. People like to think we're not animals either, but we are. We're animals.
So you gave me some really good ideas. I'm going to try that, pushing on both sides of the nose, pushing my off button to reset. I'm going to do that.
Yes, that one's super important. Oh, Marilyn says there's one by your ankle. So look up reflexology and see what spots there are. Yeah,
Oh, here too. Isn't there one in your hand too?
I'm not sure.
Huh.
I'm not sure. We'll have to look them up.
Right.
So we get well versed about it again. I wished I knew everything. Wouldn't that be great? No.
You know an awful lot. Your brain holds a lot of information.
No, I'm glad I don't know everything. Lord have mercy. I'd be curled up in the corner sucking my thumb. Just saying.
So, and another thing I think is because I go to bed earlier now, because it gets dark earlier, that might have something to do with it too. So I've been trying to read.
But stay last night why not just go to sleep and get up when it's light? Rather than trying to stay up.
Because I can't always fall right to sleep.
I do really well when it's dark. Gosh, the other night I think I fell asleep about 8.
That's Steve, too.
Did I do that, Patrick? The other night when we came home from our long, long, long weekend, wasn't it like 8:30 I passed out? Yeah, we went for a drive all the way around southern Michigan.
Oh, fun.
Yeah, it was fun. I got to see my brother get married.
Oh, that's right. Very good.
It was nice.
Very good.
And then I went and saw my niece's play.
Oh, my.
They did the Addams Family, which was really interesting.
Oh, that's cute.
Yeah, it was cute.
What was she? What part did she
She
play?
was in the chorus. She
cute,
did a beautiful. She was a dancer and sang and had, I think, a couple lines. She was really cute.
Very good.
Mm-hmm. That was her last show as a high school student. So
Aww.
she was torn up about it. And it was the very last one. We went to the very last performance of her very last show. So, we went back there to say hi and give her love, and she's bawling. And I'm like, aww. But she's going on to do bigger and better things. All our babies are growing up.
Yes, they are.
Unbelievable. I love it. That's what's meant to happen.
It is.
Are you being thoughtful?
Yes.
Okay.
So what else should we talk about?
I don't know. We actually talked, and I'm almost talked out. It's barely been an hour.
I know that's
What's wrong
unlike
with
us. I don't know.
I don't know. Let's pick
something's
something
going on.
Let's see if anybody's listening. Does anybody have something they want us to talk about? Somebody said something last week, and I told them that I would address it, but now I can't remember because that's the way my brain works.
When years ago, when I used to work in a gym during the day and a restaurant at night, when I'd get home, it would take me a while to unwind. Mm-hmm. And you know what I used to drink?
What's that?
Warm milk with honey and pepper.
Ooh.
Yep,
sounds
yellow
good.
milk. But I don't
golden
drink
milk, right?
golden milk. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I don't drink milk anymore.
Right, but they say
Coconut
warm milk
milk,
always.
Right.
That's always been like a little white.
Maybe I should try that.
But
I would use agave instead of honey now, I think, though.
I've never tried agave. Is it really
Oh,
yummo?
it's really, really sweet. You don't have to hardly use any.
Cool, because I really like honey, and I use honey quite a bit.
You know that organic honey that is from your region is good for allergies?
Yes, when you have local honey, the bees, when they pollinate, they get a little tiny bit of that spore, that pollen from that plant, and it goes in their honey, and so that creates the necessary, I don't know, it's not antigens, I don't know what it is, antihistamines or whatever. So when you eat that local honey, you start to develop being conditioned. It conditions you.
And when I do it, mine aren't quite as bad. Maybe
cool.
I just need to eat more, but
That's cool.
Yeah, it is.
What was it that you said a few minutes ago? I was going to look up.
Um,
I can't remember.
golden milk.